cheerleaders.
You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic. Let's go Rangers!
And welcome back to the KSAT 12 Pigskin Classic, sponsored by your area Chevy dealers. We are now joined by the head coach of Smithson Valley, Larry Hill. First off, Larry, you've worked really hard over the last couple of weeks preparing for this moment. What was the attitude of your kids as you guys arrived here at the Alamodome?
Well, our kids are excited. You know, it's been a few years since we've been able to play down here, and so to play a quality opponent like Reagan, in a setting like this, be a real test for our football team. And when we leave today, I think we're going to be a better team because of it.
What was the message you're going to be giving them as they hit the field this morning?
Well, ultimately, you have to trust your preparation and do what you know to be right, and albeit in a setting that you're not used to being in, and as I said, a quality opponent. So you got to know ahead of time that not everything's going to go according to script, but you got to stay the course and make enough plays to give yourself a chance to win.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much for your time and good luck today. Appreciate it. All right, let's take you over to the Reagan sideline. Gabe Farias.
All right, Gabe Farias here with head football coach of the Reagan Rattlers, Lyndon Hamilton. Coach, this is an extravagant event here, not your normal first game of the year. How do you keep your kids focused on football in an event like this?
It's the most important game of the year because it's our first game. Literally, we kind of had a little throwback like the old Hoosiers coach. We talked about this field is 100 yards long and 53 yards wide, and our kids are very poised and ready for the challenge today.
Place the importance on making the fewest mistakes, because in games like this, I don't care if it's Pop Warner, NFL, or college, teams that make fewest mistakes in these first games are the ones that come out ahead.
They understand the emphasis of taking care of the ball. We know that the Smithson Valley is going to do a great job on their end of trying to take care of that pill, and on our end, we got to take it from them, and we can't give it to them. So, it'll be a four-quarter football game, and as long as we take care of the rock, we like our odds.
All right, Coach, best of luck today.
You betcha.
There you go. All right, there you go. Greg, Larry, back to you.
All right, thanks to both head coaches. Good luck to both teams today. We're just minutes away from kickoff, waiting for the players to run out onto the field, and we're ready for some football today with game one between Smithson Valley and Reagan. Time for us to get out of the way and head to the booth.
That's right. Bobby Stotzenberger and Andy Skelton are standing by, so we'll see you right after the game with highlights and post-game reaction.
Hi, we're the Reagan Rattler cheerleaders, and you're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic. And we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and the wait is over. The big triple header here at the Alamodome is just moments away as we welcome you to the KSAT Pigskin Classic. Bobby Stotzenberger joined by Andy Skelton here at the Dome. And Andy, a big day for San Antonio area high school football. 6 of the best programs in town going head-to-head today, and it all starts here with Smithson Valley versus Reagan. This should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great atmosphere for the kids today. We start out with the Town and Country Bowl. That's what this game is traditionally called. And again, man, what a great way to start the 2022 campaign here. It is the first game of the season, but feels like playoff atmosphere already, but it's going to be a great day for high school football.
It is a non-district game. Smithson Valley 9-3 last year in 6A. They moved down to 5A Division I. They're expected to make some noise at that level. Reagan 7-4 last year, a playoff team as well. But, the excitement of this game is going to make these kids really perform well, I think. Plus the 72 degrees in the Alamodome doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, low humidity, these kids, especially these big guys today. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere for the big boys. And again, watching these kids walk in today and look up at the dome and soak it all in, that's what it's all about in high school football, and the rite of passage that these young men get to participate in today.
Well, you talk about the series history. We'll take a look at it here. The Town and Country Bowl, Smithson Valley's won 12 of those contests. Reagan has won 3. We saw that last one, Andy, back in 2020. That was a great playoff game where Reagan took a big halftime lead. Smithson Valley came storming back. We both know these two teams like to get after each other.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Hamilton and Coach Hill, some of the best in the city, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a dogfight today for sure.
Well, they are not coming in empty-handed. Smithson Valley, let's take a look at their returners. They have quite a few, including one of the best defensive players in the city, Gavin Woods. We'll feature him later. And then Colton Thomason everybody's all-star offensive lineman. We'll feature him as well. But you got a nucleus to work with for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, both of these teams tend to be a little senior-heavy team, but again, up front, on both sides of the ball, we're going to see some great talent happening with the bigs up front. And again, of course, the 4-3 defense, legendary under Larry Hill and Gavin Woods. Great, good. Hoping to see some great things out of him today as well.
All right, let's go down to the field with the coin toss, and we'll take a look at the Reagan.
Gentlemen, welcome to the opening season, or opening week of the 2022 Texas High School football season, and the opening game of the KSAT Pigskin Classic. What we want out of here today is to fly around, hit hard, play fast, and play within the rules for us, okay? Smithson Valley as the visiting team, you'll have the call on the coin toss. We have a commemorative coin for the 25th year of the Patia Bowl. This is going to be heads. Texas will be tails. Heads, tails. What is your call?
Tails.
Call is tails. And it is tails. You won the toss.
Defer to the second half.
You want the ball, right? Which way y'all want to kick?
Either one.
Okay. Kick that way? All right. Smithson Valley won the toss. For their choice for the second half. Reagan will receive in the south end zone. All right, fellas, shake hands. Let's have a good football
there
game.
you see it. The Smithson Valley Rangers defer. They will play defense first. As we quickly look at the Reagan starters before we go to break, these are the returners. They have 6 offensive and 6 defensive players back, so it should be a great game. Some nucleus to work with for both teams. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12. Welcome back. The Smithson Valley Band getting ready for the action here today at the Alamodome. First of 3, a great rivalry here. The Town and Country Bowl renewed here to start the 2022 season. Bobby Stotzenberg along with Andy Skelton. We got some great players, Andy, in this game. Let's first look at the Smithson Valley Rangers, and you're going to love this because the first guy we feature is the big guy, as Colton, Thomason, and Gavin Woods will be key for Smithson Valley this year.
I tell you what, we've seen Colton Thomason. You see him right here highlighted. He is a physical cat, finishes blocks, kind of guy you want up front right here. I mean, he just likes to put people into the ground, and it's fun to see. He's headed to Texas A&M, and Aggies are going to be happy to get him.
Well, we've been watching him since he was a sophomore, and he's been a great player ever since then. And then on the defensive side, this young man has a nose for the football, Gavin Woods.
Yeah, again, it highlights that 4-3 defense that the Coach Hill's known for. He actually gets to the football. He'll come off the edge. He'll come up the middle depending on what their scheme is. But he is a great, rangy kid at that linebacker position.
And no doubt about it, both of these guys will be the leaders on their respective sides of the football. As Reagan, though, has some guys of their own to counter. As we look at the impact players, this young man,
yes,
we've watched him since he was a freshman, and he's been injured a little bit the last 2 years, but he is a great talent.
Welcome back, Carson Green. Glad to see he's back today. He's going to be electrifying for sure.
He is an outstanding running back, and when he's healthy, Reagan's offense is so much better.
Yeah, it helps to when you got a speedster like this and a scat cat that's able to make a guy miss like you see right there. And you're going to tackle him, but he's going to be 8, 9, 10, 12 yards down the field.
426 yards last year, but in limited time. They hope to keep him healthy this season. And then, how about this? The kicking game is so important, and Matt Velasco is one of the best in the area.
He was 35 of 35 on extra points tried last year, Bobby, and that's kind of unheard of at the high school level. He wore number 71 last year, but he will wear number 7 this morning here in the Alamodome.
He is, in the kicking game, and that's always not always, but sometimes the forgotten part of a football game. But, over the years, particularly Smithson Valley, I think Reagan's always good in the kicking game good too. They always have good kickers, guys that can kick long field goals, kick the ball out of the end zone, punt the ball well. But Smithson Valley in particular stands out in my mind as one of those teams that make a lot of plays in special teams, block kicks, block punts, kickoff returns. That's something Larry Hill has done a great job in his years at Smithson Valley.
Well, I promise, if you're going to be a championship caliber football team, Bobby, you're going to need that third phase, which is the kicking game. And your extra point guys, your field goal guys, they're going to win you some ball games that you might not should win. And, again, both of these teams take care of that third phase of the football game.
Well, Larry Hill's always downplayed this as anybody as a rival. He's got a lot of rivals, but they used to call it the Town and Country Bowl. This is before Piper High School was built, which is pulling from the Smithson Valley population. As you see the Rangers coming out, one of those guys will be our John Wayne player of the game, perhaps, if Smithson Valley wins this game. You can vote throughout the game for the John Wayne player of the game. Go to johnwayne.com to select who you think we will pick as the player of the game. But again, going back to that Town and Country Bowl, and this is before Johnson was built, which drew from Reagan. You had bordering schools in that Timberwood Park area. The fans, the community, they know each other as the Reagan Rattlers now make their entrance into the Alamodome.
I'll tell you what, listen to the electricity in this building, Bobby. It's not even noon yet. It's rocking and rolling. Great atmosphere for high school football today. These kids, it's only game one, but it's game one. It is the time to get it on.
Well, the two teams have made their way onto the field of play. We'll have the national anthem here momentarily as well. Very exciting. You got to have some determination and stamina today. I know you and I are here for the duration.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's 3 days. We're going to be sleeping well tonight. The KSAT folks have worked very, very hard to bring this special event, and we're happy to have the games right here on KSAT 12. And come on out if you're watching at home right now. We've got two more games today as well. Two really good ones. Judson versus Johnson at 3:30, followed by the nightcap 1 versus 2, Brennan versus Steele. And all these teams are very familiar with each other as well, as they have all clashed on the field. But this is the only one that you could say is a kind of a longer standing rivalry. Johnson and Judson haven't, I think they've only played one time, a couple of appearances between the Brennan Bears and Steel Knights against each other, but these two teams have played 15 times, so there is some history. Let's go to the field, and our color guard will walk out for the playing of our national anthem, and Pat Evans, our stadium in-stadium announcer. Great job on the national anthem as we are just moments away from this historic event kicking off. Smithson Valley versus Reagan. We'll be back with the kickoff, starting lineups, and more as we continue from the Alamodome. You're watching the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers on KSAT 12.